Yo, what is going on, everybody? Shri Kanase here. So the top 5 books to boost your income by 10 times, 20 times, 100 times in 2020 and onwards. Now, one of the biggest contributing factors to where I am at this moment of time, and this goes back from being a broke college student all the way to being where I am today and having done over 6 figures with my own online business. One thing I can say is that books have definitely contributed to whatever success I have gotten as of right now. I mean, without books, I don't think I would be here at all, because these books have provided a lot of light into my own journey and have given me some habits and changes in how I look at the world and how I look at business in general to kind of get me where I'm at this point. And one thing about these books is that these books don't just relate to e-commerce or Shopify, but rather help with the overall thinking and process of business as a whole. Because I'm pretty sure there will be very little people in the world who will do Shopify dropshipping for the entire portion of their life. At one point or another, they will usually find themselves in another business venture, whether it may be a Shopify brand or some other type of business. And these 5 books, which I'm about to reveal right now, could literally change the way you look at business and also change your life, because I know for a fact that these changed my life. And this is one video you're going to want to watch until the end, because I go over some specific details as to how you should choose the specific book to read, because you should not be reading every book that I mentioned. There's a specific strategy that you should be implementing that will really help you get the best bang out of your buck when it comes to reading books. But without wasting any more time, let's just find out what these 5 books are. So the first thing I want to actually discuss before even revealing the books is the general process of finding success with books and just overall in general. The very first thing that you will have to do in order to find some good success is smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Just kidding, but hopefully you did do that. But the real first thing that I would like to discuss is the overall thought process behind books and how they should be read. So books should be read according to your life situation. They should just not be read just for the sake of reading. Now, what do I mean by this exactly? Well, this is something I did a lot in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, where I would just read books just because it was good to read books and because everybody said so. So I would pick random business books that really had no connection to where I was at this point of time, and I would just read them, and pretty soon I would find that I was bored halfway through the book. I didn't really understand what was going on in the book. So this was kind of overall a waste of time. Instead, what you should be doing is you should be finding and reading books which are directly related to where you are at this position. So for instance, if you are just starting out your business, it could be your Shopify dropshipping business or some other business. You don't want to be reading a book that talks about scaling a business from 6 figures to 7 figures, because first of all, you're not at 6 figures. You're not even at 5 figures. So why would you read that book? So this is exactly what I mean. Instead, you should maybe look at reading a book which talks about the mindset of beginners or talks about the entrepreneurial struggles in the beginning. In addition to choosing the correct books, what you need to understand is reading is not enough. The real magic happens when you actually apply what you read. So the top 5 books I'm about to reveal, don't just read them and then put them away in your bookshelf. Actually apply everything that the book says, because it is better that you read one book and apply every single thing in that book rather than read 10 books and apply nothing, because that knowledge is just going to a waste. But definitely understand that application of the teachings is the real key to success. But now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the first book. And by the way, links for all of these books will be in the description below. They will be affiliate links, so I'll get a few cents if you do purchase these books from those links. But the real first book that I would like to mention to you guys is The Slight Edge: Turning Simple Disciplines into Massive Success and Happiness. Why do I recommend this book, and why is it number 1? This book literally jump-started my entire career of entrepreneurship. If I attribute any of my success to one book, and there would be this book, because this literally got me into all of the good habits which I have today. And some of the habits include reading for a specific amount of time every single day, no matter how tired I am, no matter how much work I have, or doing specific actions related to my business every single day. This book really goes in depth into that, and it really changed the way I thought of stuff, and it made me a whole different person. I mean, this is the real reason why I even started reading books in the first place. So if you want to just take one book from this list, I recommend that you take this book, because it could literally change your life. I know it changed mine. But in addition to just applying to your mindset, it actually gives you some actionable things you can do, which can directly be related to e-commerce if you do Shopify dropshipping, or literally any other business that you do. So this is the number 1 book you have to read before reading anything else. But that brings me to book number 2, and this is Unscripted, Life, Liberty, and Pursuit of Entrepreneurship. Now again, this is another one of those mindset books, but this is really needed to change the way you think, because believe it or not, normal people think very, very differently from entrepreneurs. If you're just starting out, or even if you're all the way in the first year, second year, 10th year of entrepreneurship and your business, this is the second book you may want to take and read, because it could literally give light to a whole new path in your life which you never even knew existed. And it will also give you the motivation and dedication that you need to continue working on your dreams and goals, because I do know that not everybody can be motivated every single day. There are some days where you just don't feel like doing anything. This book is one that you needed to push through those days and really understand the overall goal as to why you're even in this and why you're pursuing business. So this is book number 2 you have to read in order to get a better understanding of the entire life behind entrepreneurship and where you're actually headed. But let's move on to the third book, and this is Man's Search for Meaning. Now this is kind of a philosophical book where the author talks about his time in the concentration camps in Europe. So the author is Jewish, and he does talk about his struggles and how he got through the concentration camps and all of those struggles. But this book will literally change the way you look at life and business as well. I know for a fact that when I used to struggle, I used to really get depressed and just be sad all day long. But with this book, I started to look at my business and my struggles a whole different way. So even if I struggle now, I'm no longer the same person I am. I don't get depressed or sad because of this book and the way things are shown in this book. So if you really deal with your mind a lot and have some trouble controlling your mind and feel that you are depressed and sad more often due to maybe some struggles in your life or your business, this is one book you want to pick up and read to get a better understanding of how to get through these struggles and just continue moving towards your goals. Because without a real meaning, there's no point in trying to gain money or trying to pursue the goals that you want to pursue, because everything that people do is not for the money. There's a deeper goal, usually something related to how it makes you feel, that makes you continue moving forward. So this is one book you definitely want to try and read. But that brings me to book number 4, and this is The Dip, a little book that teaches you when to quit and when to stick. Now, this book I think can apply to every single business out there, because there's a point in time where things just go downwards. No matter how much you work or how many hours you're putting in, you'll find that you're just not getting the results that you want. And this could go for a long period of time. It could go on for a few days to a few weeks to a few months, even to a few years. This is usually when a company is operating but they're not in profit. And if we relate it to Shopify, this could be the first time period where you're testing product after product, you're getting some sales here and there, you're seeing some results, but overall that's a low point for you because you're just spending money, losing money, whatever you have, you're not getting any results or anything. So this book will literally teach you a lot about that dip and how you should be thinking, how you should be feeling in that dip, and when you should actually consider quitting. So if you find that you're currently in that dip where you're just doing stuff but nothing seems to work, you're trying so hard but you're not getting the results that you want, this could be the book that changes the way you look at that dip and could also be the reason why you get out of that dip and into success. So this is one book you definitely want to read if you find yourself that you're in a dip. But that brings me to my final book recommendation. That is The Power of Habit, Why We Do What We Do in Life and Business. If I could break down literally every single person's success, whoever is successful in this world, whether it is through Shopify dropshipping or another business, it all comes down to the habits that they have. The people with good habits, meaning the habit of reading, the habit of taking consistent action each day, no matter how big or small, being kind to others, and all of the general habits which are morally correct, that is the base of the success. People that do drugs or spend a lot of time watching TV, these habits are usually found in those people who aren't successful at this point of time. So if you really want to find success and if you don't want to do anything else, just change your habits. And this book will give you the step-by-step guide as to how you can change your own habits and become a completely different person. Because in order to reach $1,000, $10,000, $100, $1 million, you need to become the person that is worthy of that amount of money. And you can only become that person when you change your inner self, and that is by changing your habits. Each good habit that you add to your list could be the potential reason that you earn 5 times more, 10 times more, 100 times more. So don't take this lightly. You definitely want to implement some new habits into your life, which can change the way you look at life and business. But these are the top 5 books. Again, as I mentioned in the beginning, don't just read them for the sake of reading. Choose the book that is relevant to your situation right now. But one book that I recommend definitely for all situations is book number 1, which is The Slight Edge. Again, I'll have the links for all of these books in the description. But that was just a quick video on what I recommend to really boost your income in 2020 and onwards. If you found any type of value in this video, smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.